And so,
Yeah.
yes, I think we can start. Thank you so much, Kunal sir, coming, sharing your thoughts and what all we have to ask to you. I think Intello is one of the brand which people are very aware whenever the name of monitoring comes, particularly in India. And I think it's been more than 5 years, if I'm not wrong, in my estimation of the number of years you have given to it. But sir, why
Right.
monitoring? Why monitoring? Why not you started with something else? You could have started a solar EPC company, or you could have started a procurement company. But why monitoring something which requires you to build hardware, software, and then something for which people would not immediately start paying for also? So just a short answer to that, then we can go for other questions.
No, so the question is correct. My initial thought was to start an EPC, right? I did a couple of projects. There I came across a platform or a need for a platform जहाँ पे from a single spot you can explain your entire solar system to n number of people in a glance, right? So my experience was an MES project where I installed solar on different locations, 9 different buildings. So when I was sitting with JEs, commanding officers, आप अगर एक ही एप्लीकेशन से उनको सब कुछ एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो,
Right.
nothing like it.
Mm.
Plus, everybody is trying to be an installer, and if they have a lot of funds, then module manufacturers, inverter OEMs, right?
Right.
So, or what else you can do? You need to find a gap.
Mm.
Plus, I'll say that not every installer is focused towards post installation services. So, with Intello, our focus was not just monitoring, it is monitoring and maintenance. So, first thing is to show how your plant is working. Second is now you know that what's the plan of action, what else you can do with that data.
Correct.
So, that is how Intello was built. And we started this. One of my partner is an EPC, so
Mm-hmm.
we started building this for him,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow things came up very nice, and that's how we started commercially selling it.
Makes sense. And to just talk about the reality of how EPCs are actually spending. So we do see definitely end consumers want to have more visibility and objectivity of the entire generation when the installation is done. There are good EPCs also, but overall आप मुझे बताएं, how do you see these EPCs being okay to pay the cost of it? What do you think should, if they could have done better, life कुणाल सर का would be better कि hard sell नहीं होना
I'll
चाहिए.
tell you,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, end consumers have enough data already.
अच्छा.
Every inverter comes with a dongle, right?
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
shows you string. अब उससे in depth you don't need anything, right? The actual need for central dashboards and monitoring platform is for EPCs and developers. First thing is that it's not just a transactional relation of an EPC with the end consumer.
Hmm.
लगा के नहीं छोड़ा जाता.
Correct.
You need insights, you need management
Correct.
for a longer duration. Marriage है, fair नहीं है, correct? So for an EPC, if they wanna stay in the business for a longer time, if they wanna have a better limelight amongst all others, if they wanna sell initially, and I'll tell you honestly, EPC sales cycle is very long.
Correct.
Meeting, surveys, follow-ups, then ghosting, then again connect, then closure, right? So
Absolutely.
that cycle is a very long cycle.
Hmm.
And हर EPC जाके अपना एक पोर्टफोलियो दिखाता है जो मेजरली पीडीएफ में होता है
Hmm.
या फिर दिमाग में होता है उसको प्रेजेंट करता है दो चार रेफरेंसेस आसपास के बताता है बट इमेजिन अ सिनेरियो where an EPC just opens an application, shows hundreds and thousands of their live sites, and just give that platform to their, you know,
Correct.
a new prospect. That
Hmm.
makes a lot of difference.
Hmm.
So, as per me, this should be an investment which an EPC should do, not just for end consumer but for themselves. Not a big amount.
Correct.
Starting from dongles, I think from 3,000 up to 15 to 20,000 में एक CNI site और एक residential site की monitoring हो जाती है.
Correct.
And that's not a big number.
Correct.
But that live plant, and again, number of live plants, if you show to your end consumers, makes a very, very big difference. I am friends with EPCs जिनकी sales pitch is not module, inverter, BOS, our standards, our distribution network नहीं. उनकी sales pitches our portfolio, our portal. They just go, open the portal, show them the mobile app, and sort it that way.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So let's say I am a EPC. I will have good limelight because of Intello and the entire service I provide to my end consumer. But then the question it becomes that what is objective potential upsells I have to offer for the end consumers? So let's say if I'm an EPC and I'm trying to make an ROI sense of it. So I do see EPCs are very prompt about that O&M to करना है. There's no question to it. There's no discussion. But वो objective ROI, EBITDA margin, all of that then starts happening. Then वो चीज कहीं और चली जाती है. तो if I'm a EPC, you want to sell me because this will be seen by many other EPCs. What going to be, let's say, top three pitch you?
I'll differ from your statement once. You said कि
Okay.
O&M तो करना है.
हाँ
O&M
जी.
करना है सोच नहीं होती. O&M होना चाहिए सोच होती है.
हम्म.
Right? So
हम्म.
how EPCs mostly,
हम्म.
mostly, I'll not say all, but mostly thought क्या होता है कि they sell a solar plant
हम्म.
right at the moment they have their last transaction done.
Right.
They either provide service or they don't. Right? They will provide services if they are enjoying those margins.
Correct.
If they want better reference, if they want to stay
Mhm.
in the business for a longer duration. If they don't, then there is no question. They just wanted to finish it and go. So for an EPC who wants to stay in a business for a longer duration, who wants to stay in relationship with their end consumer for a longer duration, just imagine in the morning at around 10:30, 11, O&M team of an EPC or any project engineer, or let's say the owner of an EPC, gets a notification that
Mhm.
XYZ residence or XYZ factory
Correct.
is not performing well today. Your inverter, let's say out of 10, these two inverters are not performing because of ABC reasons. Then think of that EPC on that EPC perspective. You know what is the problem? Where is the problem? You just have to ask your O&M person or any service related person to just call your end consumer and let them know that boss, your inverter is non-functional. Can I send an engineer to your site?
Correct.
Getting
Mm.
the point? So I'll say monitoring comes in post installation service, it comes in relation building service more than just data.
So with that data, let's say which you have captured, other than the service, do you think on the predictive maintenance there are better insight, but not insight, I would say actionables which are there, which you think for India as a geography are very helpful. So they say that Chinese inverters से आप कितना data निकालोगे? There's like this skeptical way of people saying it that inverter eventually is Chinese. आप बता भी दोगे मैं ज़्यादा कुछ कर नहीं पाऊंगा. Those are the narratives also these people are cluttered with. Of course, there's a significant value add other than what you can do if you want to make the inverter. So, what you think अगर हम insight collect करें और data large अगर हम collect कर पाए, उसका आपको क्या potential use case दिखता है in the world of battery particularly, where battery is going to become the thing after solar. So, what is your take on this?
I'll not talk about BESS more because again, see, data is very relevant for R&D. How
Mm.
your system performed is very relevant for how you want your system to perform.
Correct.
Correct? So in any scenario, not just solar, anywhere,
Mm.
previous data is very important for how that particular industry product would perform in the future. Right? Now, if you say कि Chinese inverters में data मिलता है and Chinese inverters से हम क्या क्या data ले सकते हैं? Bro, Chinese तो हमारे inverter से सब कुछ ले सकते हैं. Correct? All the OEMs are, I'll say, international, not just one country, but majorly all different countries. And if they want, and they can, within a click, you know, there would be a almost dark grid if they want, just with a click. So there's a guideline from MNRE that indigenous loggers, they'll mandate it soon. Why do you think such a big organization has came up with
Correct.
this mandate at this moment? So they did a POC where they asked an OEM to switch off any X inverter from their international headquarters. And the moment they were dropping the call, that particular inverter was switched off. All right. So it's not just haywire data would be shared, but just the data is not shared, the entire control is there. And that entire control comes from connectivity. And that dongle is the, uh, I'll say, transit is the connecting point there. So, again, for sovereignty, data should remain here.
Right.
HQ can mostly update the firmwares again. And चाहे तो सब कुछ बंद करा जा सकता है. This is what I want to say. Right? So data भी रहना चाहिए. Indigenous dongles are also mandate. And अब DCI modules भी आए हैं. DCI inverters भी आएंगे. Obviously price will increase for entire system.
Right.
But paying a little more to secure yourself is more important.
Hmm. Makes sense. So, in this world of O&M, you have been doing this for a very while. Do you think we are at a point where we what all could have done, we have done on the monetary level? Now it's more of a question of maybe we want to make our inverter, maybe we want to make our hybrid inverter, or do you feel there are things which still is very exciting for you from building point of view? That these are the few things which I will launch if it will change the entire landscape so significantly that people who don't think O&M are important may also would like to consider O&M.
See, O&M is important. There is no doubt. For
Right.
EPC saying कि cleaning की जरूरत नहीं होती, मतलब punch those guys, man.
Right.
It is needed. We see the data in the morning. See, first point is we are not using microinverters everywhere, right?
Right.
So shadow problems, dust problems, bird droppings, people drying their clothes
Right.
on the modules. Uh, they are very big challenges. Now, since majorly all installations are string, even if one or two modules are non-working, entire string goes haywire, right? Then price war right now between EPCs. Places where 6 square cables should be used, they are not using that. Places where proper dressing should be used, they are not doing that. Places where DCDB is required, it is not being installed. So, one is the morality and ethics of an EPC.
Mhm.
Second is longevity of a plant. So for a longevity of a plant, or to cater to that non-moral, non-ethical EPCs as well, O&M is mandate. O&M based solar plant is for 25 years, correct? Your inverters have to be replaced after every 10 years now because they are warranted 10 now. And it's not just about inverters or modules, proper cabling, dressing, right gauging of structures, right earthing, lightning arresters, right SPD ratings, very small pointers which EPCs don't look for because of pricing, which end consumers are not aware of because of knowledge, right? So O&M plays very crucial part in not just no, 5:30. Yeah. So plays a very crucial part actually for the entire life cycle of a solar plant, right? And what was your second question? Sorry.
That's the part that would really excites you in terms of product innovation, that extra feature which you have in mind,
So
which you can
next,
discuss about.
next would be like I'll say for Intello, I am basically two, three different I'll say prospects or inventions. I'll not say inventions, but again, a few good tech that could be introduced or should come as. First thing is knowing what will go wrong before it goes wrong, where monitoring plays a very important part. Second would be peer-to-peer electricity transactions, considering KWH as a commodity. I'm sure a lot of startups are there, BSCS with IAC and REC are doing pilot projects. But just imagine a scenario where you can just transfer your energy credits to anybody with monetary refunds. बार्टर चले इलेक्ट्रिसिटी में, अभी तो गवर्नमेंट के साथ हो रहा है. And then Sunday Grid is a lot of startups. Sunday Grid is giving you an opportunity to install a solar plant anywhere and get benefits out of it. But just imagine you have a power source, you are, mini grid on your own, and you are selling it to anybody across globe. How would that sound? So something like that should come up soon enough at a large scale where this doesn't sound too crazy or too technical or kaise hoga kind, and should be very easy. Like just transferring money, you can transfer the electricity to anybody and get paid for it.
Knowing what you all know about the industry, I can see that these are the directions which I think will change a lot. What you already have done significantly made a lot of change. But let's say if you were to start the entire thing from the day one, knowing what you know today, do you think there will be some fundamental change you would make in terms of what all you have built so far?
If you say what changes would I have made, I would have started with my second venture sooner. I would have started with O&M business from day one. So basically, how the cycle was, we built up Intello monitoring first, then we initiated maintenance by actually seeing the data of different EPCs. Then during this cycle, I'll tell you a story. So what happens is monitoring comes when a system is installed, right? We used to get orders that boss, we need your hardware, be it export control or monitoring,
Right.
within a week. Please
Right.
prepare it and keep it ready for dispatch. And after a week, when we used to call them that where should we send it, their answer was कि अभी तो modules भी नहीं आए, अभी तो inverter भी नहीं पहुंचे, BOS आ गया है but बस ये कम रह गया वो कम रह गया, now my team is struggling. So basis that we started Suncart, where within 2-3 clicks your entire POQ is ready, and in single click you get material at your site in 48 hours. So this tech 4 years back or 5 years back would have made a lot of difference, because when we started it was कि solar की awareness नहीं है. अब वो problem नहीं है, अब awareness है. Now everybody knows what solar is, everybody needs it, everybody knows how the ROI works. There, I'm sure EPCs, you know, will confirm this कि customers को prices भी पता है आजकल, मॉड्यूल के, इन्वर्टर्स के, बीओएस के, आईएनसी के. सो बहुत जल्दी टाइम आने वाला है कि एंड कंज्यूमर्स खुद ही आसपास लोकल लेबल्स बुलाएंगे, सोलर इंस्टॉल करवा लेंगे, किसी एक प्लेटफॉर्म से सारा सामान मंगवा लेंगे, एंड दे लुक फॉर अ लाइजनर जो फटाफट आके नेट मीटर लगा दे.
Makes sense. I think this is good. We wanted to keep it short, but I think you really help us to have depth of everything you have done so far. I think sir, your company Intello particularly is one of the product company properly which is working well in terms of if I buy Intello, it works at my place. And you are, I think, one of the few Indian companies. I mean, you never really went also to a proper like BTech college. I see you could just able to build everything from the start. So that is inspiring. We do have Intello always as an example. And I don't know, you've been very frugal about building everything. So Intello happened to have that. I think you guys keep innovating also. So people have to say only good things about you guys. But thanks for doing it.
It's just about team, man. It's just about vision and team,
Right,
right?
right.
So a lawyer can build an AI application.
हाँ जी सर बिल्कुल बनाते नहीं ना लोग see thing is people can but they don't do because it's not very easy all the time for once you build something people
Always
don't
about
like it they don't pay attention they don't want to take your call they dodge your call right all of that happens we also get ghosted right when the things are not really as exciting as it really should be and when you start working everything knows you but for you to go through that period is quite difficult I'm sure initially it was not that exciting for you but you did it right you did it for many years and let's be honest, solar as a sector is not very exciting. It's boring in different ways. But you choose to be here. You choose to still do what you're doing and keep doubling down in that addition. So it's something for us. And I think we'll do something in Intersolar. I think you are also coming in Intersolar. We also have stall there. We for sure, I think we'll try to have a closed room event there. So we will have you there as well. But thank you for doing.
Superman.
Yeah, thank you.
Would love to join. Would
Yeah,
love to join.
thank you. Bye.
Perfect. Cheers, man. Good day.